eager novices gaining revenue. That's initially what I thought when I woke up this morning, in addition to combining it with snowball rolling down a hill, which is to say that when we try to do our first thing, we want to get away from marketing and we want to get more specific into selling. I clipped a video in which two people were talking about vibe coding and vibe shipping their tech sales API, their ability to do their first thing. And we, Good Morning Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, we get to practice our first thing by potentially not just doing marketing, by doing sale or selling. Virginia, remember when we were thinking about selling Shih Tzus, where we don't want to market our awesome Shih Tzu? What did we want to do? We wanted to sell a incredibly expensive Shih Tzu to a celebrity who would be happy to pay over $200,000 for a Shih Tzu. Because people don't look at our Shih Tzu and say, I want a Shih Tzu like that one. They think, I want a Shih Tzu that is an offspring of this exact thing. That's what it means to separate marketing from sales, where I never really wanted to do marketing. I wanted to sell something that was incredibly and exorbitantly expensive. That's the crux of my morning thoughts. That's also exactly the value, where I wanted to not just market and just do general business things. I wanted to do incredibly specific, exorbitantly costing things that in hindsight, you'd be like, why would I not get a Shih Tzu if I had $1 billion? Look at our friend who really likes Shih Tzus, even though he doesn't seem like he would like Shih Tzus. Like, how much time does he spend promoting how good of a dog he has? Yes, it's incredibly exclusive too. That's what is the joke concept of Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. And if this is your first Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club video, Virginia, shame on you. Why? You should be the co-founder of this thing, because how many times did we do magical things where I wanted to eat lunch and I didn't have to order lunch because you took care of stuff? And then now, I got to just relax. And then upon relaxing, how many ideas just flowed? Because selling one Shih Tzu for kind of $250,000, people be like, what? What in the world? What in the world are you trying to accomplish? There's no way you could do that. Ditto crashing events. Ditto, thank you. Ditto going from Crasher to VIP. This lecture series conjured up, Virginia, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, is this. Let's start on TITS, Texas Institute Technology Sales. And what we can do as step one is separate the words marketing from sales. Thank you. And I like how the compliments of you're smart and I've always liked you, let's channel that into something magical with Texas Institute Tech Sales. Why? Because we can win at tech sales just by channeling, dare I say, positive energy, dare I say, vibe coding, vibe selling. So when we separate the word sales from tech, we are now able to win at Entrepreneurship. Why? Because we're not launching an app at ACL, which we should. Oh my God, we should. I'm screenshotting that. I'm really screenshotting that. Texas Institute Tech Sales. Screenshot. Screenshot. Here, I'll just screenshot you. Screenshot. This is how robots talk, actually. Hawk Girl Entrepreneurship Club talking about launching an app. Ooh, we're not actually talking about launching an app. We're talking about selling an app. We're talking about selling an app at a music festival. Yes, you can tell me. You can tell me. What would you like to tell me? Because while you're thinking about telling me with a straight face, we are waiting for you to tell me, everybody, which is selling an app at a music festival for kind of a lot of money. Because I don't understand market to share, and I don't understand Chinese cowboy bok choy, but that's okay. Selling an app at ACL is launching an app at ACL, and I don't know why I'm stuck right now, because I'm not stuck. We can take something that exists and DJ it. Do you see? I'm not joking about DJing an existing app to launch at South by, because it's eager novices gaining revenue. It's ENGR, eager novices gaining revenue of $145. What if we didn't try to market an app and we tried to sell an app for $145? Then we get to win at what? We get to win at going to a music festival where we're not necessarily the stars, but we are definitely not an NPC. We are definitely not just there by default. What we're doing is we're tech selling and tech promoting app functionality prior to downloading the app. That would be component number 3 of eager novices gaining revenue, because asking a person to download an app has friction. And if we're going to be tech selling an app's functionality prior to the app being downloaded, we can perform that functionality using email or texting. This is an example. Would you like to download the Four Seasons app prior to Art Basel in Miami at the Four Seasons Miami at 1825 Brickell? No, you don't. Why? Because you don't want to download another app. But, kind sir and kind madam, would you like to, super charitable, would you like to have an early check-in for your Four Seasons suite? Would you like to have an early check-in? Definitely. How do I do that? By letting us provide in-app functionality prior to you downloading the Four Seasons app. How? By doing a Gmail request, an email request, or a text request. Do you see how you're providing in-app functionality prior to the app becoming downloaded? And so that's where, prior to you saying, hey, download the Four Seasons app. And is this a real example from a Stanford PhD? Yes, because Michael dumbed down his PhD thesis to be, okay, let's do a simple app for a hotel. Let's do simple in-app functionality. Would you like hotel towels? Would you like to check in early? Would you like to order food? These are all in-app functionalities prior to downloading the app. Yes. So you don't need to think about patents or taxation. You just think about providing functionality of the app. Number 4, networking where you're dealing with two problems: no need and no trust. And the prior point, apps are crap, is kind of the theme, because nobody wants another app. Oh my God, this is right on cue for number 4. Apps are crap, no need and no trust. So when you say apps are crap, that's the component of no need, no trust that we are now delving into. How do we solve no trust and no need? Well, it's slightly easier to do in person, but it's also more painful when it's faced with temporary failure. And that's okay. Why? Because other people will feel sorry for you when you're getting rejected in person and still striving ahead. This is a 2 live stream, Virginia. So other people said apps are crap, whereas you're kind of not the only person inside of Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, because it's Instagram and it's Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club YouTube. So it's YouTube and Instagram in a, dare I say, 3-way. I do dare say 3-way. I do dare say 3-way. I do dare say, because 3-ways are the best. Why? Because now there's a chaperone and we can all feel safe, which is Tech Selling Book Club. How is normally a book club done? It's 15 people, 10 of the people didn't read the book, and 5 of the people are needing to share stage time with the 10 people who didn't read. That's old way of book club. New way of book club is this, because we're technically selling a book club. It's 3 people. We now say, we're going to read the same book. It's book club, somewhat sensualized, not sexualized, where we share one book. This is how it works. You read 3 minutes, us to watch you read for 3 minutes, and then we pass the book along. We're not allowed to touch our phone. We're just passing the book. So just think of it as 2 girls, 1 guy, 1 book. And we're taking turns in innings where we take turns reading for 3 minutes. You read 3 minutes, you read 3 minutes, I read 3 minutes. And we all try to continue the 3 minutes, the 3 minutes, the 3 minutes. What are we doing with book club? We're practicing and training our brain to read as if 2 people are staring at us, and we have to focus on reading the book. When we don't read properly, then we are going to fail at book club. And book club is not the screens behind Reddit. Book club is IRL, in person, where we get to practice people staring at us while we read. Why? Because we're having a hard time reading just 4 books per year, which is 1 book every 3 months. We want to at least be able to get to read 5 books a year. But let's say you're at 0 books per year. This is how to get off of 0 in book club. Did eager novices gaining revenue all of a sudden win at entrepreneurship? Yeah, a little bit. Yes. Brady, out. Brady, out. Come on. Hey, Brady, out. Brady, come on, out. Brady, out, buddy. Come on. Good boy. Come on, out. Out. You can do it. Good boy. Out. Come on. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. So with eager novices gaining revenue within book club, now what we're doing is we're training our brain to not only read, but listen. Because remember, we already know what people are going to say. That's why our brain gets ADD distracted and why we want to interrupt people. Kind of like in the comments. What we're now able to do is practice reading so that way we can motivationally listen to the most boring content that we've ever heard coming from a person who is refusing to buy from us. When we practice listening, it's just like being the vagina whisperer, where you are pretending to listen because you're interested in how attractive they are. And then when you're actually practicing listening and pretending to listen, sometimes all of a sudden they say super interesting things. It turns out every human is super interesting. It's just that sometimes they're not packaging themselves properly. That's what it means to do book club. And that was number 5, which is a gateway to motivational listening. Number 6, purely selling 0 to 2. When we sell a Shih Tzu, that's incredibly difficult because who can even sell one Shih Tzu? Like, that's advanced and weird. But what if you sold 2 glasses of lemonade? What if you sold 2 hot dogs? What if you sold 2 existing books? What if you sold 2 gym memberships to Equinox? Because you're selling something that is non-technical by purely trying to sell 2. This is eager novices gaining revenue. And initially, you don't have to sell at Hot Girl Sales Club. You don't have to. You can just be watching me in the last book that I read, which is The Challenger Sale. Chapters 4 and 5 are on teaching. Chapter 6 is on tailoring. And chapter 7 is on control the sale. And so what we're doing with Matthew's book is we are watching me sell 2 gym memberships. And this is how we would sell technically 2, which is just like selling 2 landing pages, which is next, which is this. It is a Shih Tzu, VHS 201. It is a Shih Tzu. So what we're doing with Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club with Virginia is our end goal is to sell a Shih Tzu for $275,000. That sounds like a joke, but in Silicon Valley, it's kind of not. Shih Tzus are the best. So we are going to initially watch me sell 2. Get it? Oh, I'm a little nervous. I don't want to try to sell. I want to just win at entrepreneurship by watching you win. Exactly. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to watch me sell 2 gym memberships for $700. Is this some new exclusive gym that is going to grand open? Nope. It's a crappy regular gym that's kind of overpriced. It's called Equinox. Are we selling an Equinox gym membership for $700? Yup. Yup. Does it include Shih Tzus? Nope. It does not include Shih Tzus. It's just a regular $700. This is how we're going to do it. There's this book. It's called Gym Launch. Alex Hormozy wrote it. He left it out of print. Did I read that book? Yeah. I made myself read it. Was it actually pretty good in some parts? Surprisingly, yes. We are going to study buddy that book inside of book club, where you watch me sell 2 memberships for $701. Why? Because the value of working out with me, Larry Chang, is well over $700. because of gym launch. Because with gym launch, what we're doing is coming up with the sequel concept, which is gym launch pad. Launch pad like a springboard, gym launch pad like we are launching a sequel book inside of an Equinox. Do you see how we're taking an existing book with an existing gym membership, with an existing concept, and then winning at entrepreneurship? Why? Because we're selling something that exists so that way we get practice. Are we selling 1,000 of these? No, we are not selling 1,000 of these. We're just selling 2. And when we sell 2, what happens? 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 Magic and everything happens. Why? Because then we are able to get off of 0. And when I sell 2, you're going to be like, oh, let me try. I want to sell 1 too. And this is the mechanics of selling for $720. It's incredibly specific. This is why. We are selling for $720 each month. If you go to the gym twice, you get $360 back. This is how the math works. It's $720. If you go twice a month and then pop a selfie at the Equinox, you get $360. What just happened? You just got something for $0. This is available for the first 3 months. Afterwards, it drops to $80 a month, and you don't get that $80 back. But the first 3 months at $700, you get $360 back twice if you visit the gym twice. This is pure selling to gym memberships. Are you going to be working out near me? Yes. Are we doing marketing? Technically, no. We're not doing marketing. We're doing sales and selling. We're hard selling something for $0. Are we doing pure sales? Yes. Are we selling now tech for number 7? This is how we could sell technology. Let's just sell a landing page where we're not selling an entire website. We're just selling 2 landing pages. Here's a question. Does Evia Restaurant even have a landing page? I don't know because I never see it. But is that website landing page updated with the menus or the specials? This is why you can take any existing restaurant and add in landing pages. So are we selling technology, or are we just selling the easy tech of 2 landing pages? That's number 7. Number 8, we want to sell a fundraising ticket. And when we sell, sometimes it never changes, but sometimes it'll just have one additional thing. And when there is that additional thing, we now can create a landing page for it. Doing a fundraiser. And this is why we take the verbal specials and then we win, because it's only verbal specials. And so we're taking the verbal specials and we're printing that hearsay exactly to not only interact with the customer, but to also log what used to be the verbal special. And that's what makes the landing page even more special. That's what makes the landing page even more special. That's what makes the landing page even more special. That's number 7. Number 8 is marketing a fundraiser where we do marketing for an existing fundraiser. This is where we don't necessarily make commission. We are practicing our sales and our eager novices gaining revenue for a fundraiser. And the way that we do that is we promote an existing fundraiser. I picked Guardsmen because they've already got existing things, and they'll be super thankful that you help them. And the networking is amazing at Guardsmen. There's two things: Derby Days and Tree Lot Party. Derby Days is in May, Tree Lot Party is in December. Number 9 is a juicy one, super juicy. Why? Because we're selling something that is already sold, which is the 23 days of OpenAI at Austin City Limits. And so Austin City Limits, yes, winning at entrepreneurship. Why? Because we're joining an existing parade, and I already did it at South by. So now we can do 23 days of OpenAI at ACL, Austin City Limits. Which is technology sales, because the 12 days of OpenAI are during December in 2024. Most people haven't even heard of it, and that's okay. What are we doing for the 23 days of ACL? We are selling Yopaki on day number 8 in Yopaki Los Angeles Day in Austin. You don't have to do Los Angeles Day in LA. There's going to be a lot of LA people in Austin for ACL. That's why October 8th, day 8, we're doing a giant LA day in Austin at Hotel Zaza. Done. You just made $500 because the cost for the flight alone for 7 people to Los Angeles is going to be $3,500. Would you like to spend less than $500 for me to do a Nashville day for Yopaki, who's doing a 21 city tour? Well, some of those people are going to be coming from their city, New York, to ACL during 23 days of OpenAI at ACL. Now you can do one of the days as Yopaki and make at least $50 up to $600. This is eager novices gaining revenue. This is how we do basic things with This is how we do basic things. This is how we do basic things to get off of zero. Number 9, we just did. Number 10, tech sales using lead generation. So, tech sales, lead generation, food for lead gen. So, we can give away slices of pizza in order to sell landing pages. In fact, that's the example that we're going to use. Is we're going to try to sell landing pages for $800 per landing page, and we're going to give away slices of pizza. We're not going to risk more than $20 in order to try to make $800. This is food for lead generation, and I will be your partner, cowboy pun intended, in doing tech sales, food for lead generation. Number 11, selling at a trade show. What are we doing when we're selling at a trade show? This is what we're doing. We are marketing and doing sales promotion work by crossing the border from marketing into sales right in the hotel lobby. What's going on in the hotel lobby? Us doing a 20-minute pop-up party, so that way we can network with people doing food for lead gen and doing a minimum viable party where we're networking with people at a tech conference, aka a trade show. Are we going to be renting out a room that's away from the hotel bar? Nope. We're just going to be hanging out with people at the hotel bar and doing networking. Some people call this lobby con or the lobby convention, because So much networking happens in the lobby. That's selling at a trade show. Lecture number 12 is where we do what? We do marketing in a table that has been abandoned. So we're looking for when people default on a expo table. This is the dynamic of it. The conference is 3 days and the table is open for 8 hours a day. Typically tables are understaffed because one person's not going to want to stand behind a table for 5, 6, 7 hours. That's just what happens. And people get tired standing for 6 hours. Typically it's understaffed, and by day number 2 or day number 3, the table gets abandoned because the people are too tired to stay. That's where we take over a table in default. This is number 12, which is selling at table 51. And we use table 39 as a graphic. Why? Because these are specific instances where if there's 130 tables, guaranteed by day number 2, day number 3, 20% of the tables will be in default. And so we take over the existing table that is in default. Lecture 12 is selling at table 39, table 51. So lecture 12 is selling in a default type of situation. Selling a VC at reverse VC is number 13. What is selling reverse VC? It's selling a VC to show up to an event where they are the stars. So that's selling a VC to sell themselves. Number 14, playing Half-Baked. Half-Baked is an entrepreneurship game where we pitch made-up ideas with made-up companies. That's Half-Baked. Number 15, Engineering 145. The original is 4 books, 3 blog posts, and 2 videos. That's a class called Technology Entrepreneurship, ENGR 145. So lecture 15 is a shout out to the original that sells for $8,000. This version of ENGR 145 is $0. In fact, you should be able to be negative in tuition because this class actually pays you. Eager novices gaining revenue, whereas ENGR 145, lecture 15, is where we realize technology entrepreneurship at Stanford is 4 books, 3 blog posts, and 2 videos. Number 16, we want to, by number 16, be as good at business development as a biz dev executive that is named Parker Lewis. So by lecture number 16, you should be as good at business development because you did sales and selling skills at a community college at a 7th grade level better than a biz dev executive. We'll call him Parker Lewis because that's who we're trying to be better than. Number 17, doing distribution and sales skill work better than Y Combinator and showing off by practicing on a cadaver. What's a cadaver? A cadaver is a YC startup that has been left and abandoned for dead. There are cadavers everywhere. We just need to pick one and resuscitate it. We don't need permission. We don't need consent. We are playing with a dead business and we are making that dead business thrive just a little bit. That's number 17. Selling 18, lecture 18. Selling it too, yes, which is we're going to be selling a trade show 5 months before the trade show even starts. How does everybody do a trade show? This is how they do it. They do money at risk, and then 20 days before the conference, they've prepped zero. They still have not gotten return on investment by day number 1 or day number 2. That's just not what people do. We're going to get ROI, return on investment, 5 months before the trade show happens. How? By doing lecture 18, which is we're going to sell a trade show 5 months before the trade show even starts. That's how early we get our homework done. Are you allowed to study math class 5 months before math class? Yes. Are you allowed to know everything in math class before math gets taught? Yes. Ditto a trade show. Did I just explain to you why Chinese people are good at math class? Most definitively, yes. Lecture 19, we are doing retire on the job. Why? Because we've done lectures 1 through 16, 1 through 17. On 19, we can rest. We are literally doing sales, eager novices, gaining revenue so well. But by lecture 19, you should be able to retire on the job. Lecture 20 and lecture 0 are cold calling lectures. What are you cold calling? Sell me on a Shih Tzu, sell me a pen, sell me a web page. So you're selling me, and my phone number's everywhere. So that's lecture 20 and lecture 0, which is cold calling. Cold calling, the words themselves are just 7%, tonality 38%, physiology 55%. So we're just taking existing technology and we're trying to sell me. My phone number is everywhere, and so you should be able to sell me by cold calling me. Am I a real cold call? Sort of. Are you going to be nervous? Kind of. Am I going to buy from you? Probably. Is this going to help you gain confidence for lecture 20 and lecture 0? Maybe. It's been fun hanging out with you guys. Pretty, you're so fluffy. Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club. How was it? How was it? Super cute? Eager novices gaining revenue of $145, comma, hashtag Hot Girl Sales Club. Do you guys ever see Shelby Sapp's content? Do you guys ever look at Shelby Sapp's content for Hot Girl Sales Club? Or Sarah Loretta for her entrepreneurship content? This is Shelby Sapp. This is Sarah Loretta. What we're doing with Entrepreneurship Club is transitioning from YouTube observer to participant, where we're editing and remixing our content that's other people's content, so that way we get off of 0. This is basically the snowball being pushed down the hill where we don't realize, hey, oh my gosh, our snowball is getting bigger and bigger, versus trying to push a rock up a hill, which is what kind of most people do. It's been super fun hanging out